Hello! Today, let's explore how Mercedes-Benz has led the history of automobiles. For over 140 years, sharing that amazing story together. The opening, car, it's such a natural part of our lives, isn't it? But have you ever thought about how this car started? Nowadays, countless car brands are cruising the streets. Hyundai, Kia, BMW, Audi, Tesla. There are so many, right? But the name that is closest to the starting point of all this automotive history is none other than Germany's Mercedes-Benz. Benz is not just a company that makes expensive cars. It's the brand that first introduced the means of transportation known as the automobile to the world, and it has constantly changed the standards of cars, leading the way with luxury sedans, sports cars, racing cars, safety technologies, and even electric vehicles. Now let's follow the 140-year history of Mercedes-Benz, from the birth of the automobile to the era of electric cars, as if it were an exciting drama. 1. The birth of the automobile. In the time of Karl Benz, it was 19th century Germany. People traveled by horse-drawn carriages. Horse-drawn carriages were the common means of transportation, and self-moving cars were merely a figment of imagination. However, German engineer Karl Benz had a completely different idea. Is it possible to create a car that can run on its own without horses? In 1886, Karl Benz introduced the world's first practical internal combustion engine car. Combustion engine car, the Benz patent motor wagon. The year 1886 is remembered as a significant year symbolizing the birth of the automobile in the history of Benz. This car was very different from today's cars. It had 3 wheels and no roof. It looked like a mix between a carriage and a machine. But the important thing wasn't its appearance. This vehicle could move without a horse. The engine revved up, and with that power, the wheels started to turn. It was a historic moment when humanity's way of moving began to change. 2. Bertha Benz proves the potential of the automobile. New inventions are not always immediately recognized. Karl Benz created the car, but many people were skeptical of this machine. Could it really be useful? Isn't it dangerous? Is it really better than a carriage? The person who appeared at this time was none other than Karl Benz's wife, Bertha Benz. In August 1888, Bertha secretly took her 2 sons and went on a long-distance trip in the car. It was a historic journey that covered a distance of over 100 kilometers from Mannheim to Pforzheim, based on the standards of that time. Driving 100 kilometers is no big deal now, but it was completely different back then. The roads weren't made for cars, there were no gas stations, and there were no repair shops. The fuel had to be obtained from the pharmacy, and if it broke down, I had to fix it myself. Bertha Benz didn't just go on a trip. She showed the world. A car is not a toy. A car can actually move people. A car can be the future. This journey is recorded as the first long-distance car trip in history, and it became an important milestone for cars transitioning from the laboratory to real-world transportation. Perhaps the story of Benz is one that can be said to have been invented by Karl Benz and proven to the world by Bertha Benz. Tuch, Daimler and Maybach, another beginning. There is another important figure in the history of Benz, Gottlieb Daimler and Wilhelm Maybach. When Karl Benz was developing the automobile, Daimler and Maybach were researching high-speed internal combustion engines and automotive technology. While Karl Benz showcased the practical form of the automobile, Daimler and Maybach expanded the possibilities of high-performance engines and various means of transportation. Interestingly, these 2 companies were not one from the beginning. The companies associated with Benz and Daimler were each following different paths. However, as the automotive industry grew, competition intensified, and in 1926, the 2 companies merged, giving birth to the name Mercedes-Benz that we know today. This merger was not just a simple company integration. It was a historic moment when the technology of Benz, which invented the automobile, the high-performance engine technology of Daimler, and the luxurious brand image came together. 4. The meaning of the name Mercedes. So why is it Mercedes-Benz and not just Benz? Benz comes from the name of Karl Benz. So where did Mercedes come from? Mercedes is derived from the name of Emil Jelinek's daughter, who was deeply involved in car sales and racing. He sold Daimler cars and participated in races, using the name Mercedes for the vehicles. This name conveys a soft and luxurious image and has become an important identity of the Mercedes-Benz brand. Ultimately, the name Mercedes-Benz embodies two images. One symbolizes the invention and technology of automobiles, while the other represents luxury and brand sentiment. So this name is not just a simple company name, but can be said to be a name that combines automotive history and brand strategy. 5. The legendary Silver Arrow Mercedes-Benz. When talking about the legendary Silver Arrow Mercedes-Benz, born from racing, there is something that cannot be overlooked: motorsports and racing. Mercedes-Benz is not just a company that makes luxury sedans. It has shown an incredible presence on the racing stage to prove speed and technology. The particularly famous name is the Silver Arrow, which means silver arrow. At the Mercedes-Benz Museum, the Silver Arrow is introduced as a symbol of racing and records. The name Silver Arrow was not simply given because of its silver body. That name embodies speed, technology, competition, and the pride of German automotive engineering. Racing is like a laboratory that tests technology. Engine performance, chassis rigidity, aerodynamics, brakes, durability, all of these are validated in extreme conditions. Mercedes proved its technological prowess through racing, and that technology and image have influenced regular passenger cars as well. The fact that the high-performance brand AMG has gained a strong image today is connected to this racing heritage. 6. The post-war revival and the 300 SL Gullwing. After World War II, Germany went through a time of great turmoil and reconstruction. The automotive industry was no exception. But Mercedes-Benz rose again, and a legendary car symbolizing the post-war revival of Benz emerged. It is none other than the Mercedes-Benz 300 SL. In particular, the 300 SL is famous for its unique upward-opening doors, earning it the nickname Gullwing, which means seagull wings. The 300 SL is a model that demonstrates how the combination of technology and design can make a car look like a work of art. With its long hood, low body, distinctive doors, and powerful performance, even now the 300 SL is truly special. It is a model that shows how a car can transcend being just a means of transportation and become a vessel for people's dreams and desires. So the 300 SL Gullwing is still regarded as one of the most beautiful and 7. Iconic cars in automotive history. The reason Mercedes-Benz has become a strong global brand is not simply because of its long history. Mercedes-Benz has long established the standard for what is a luxury car. At the center of this is the S-Class. The S-Class is Mercedes-Benz's top luxury sedan line, embodying comfort, safety, technology, and sophistication. In the automotive industry, there's a saying that new technologies first appear in the S-Class, making it a representative model showcasing Mercedes-Benz's technological prowess. Seatbelts, airbags, ABS, advanced driver assistance systems, advanced suspension, quietness, and interior convenience features have been technologies that have raised the standards of automobiles over the ages. For Mercedes-Benz, a luxury car was not simply an expensive car. It had to be quiet, safe, maintain its elegance even after long rides, and consider not only the driver, but also the passengers in the back seat. As a result, Mercedes-Benz came to be associated with the image of a car for successful people, the chairman's car and a dignified German sedan for a while. Of course, while the young and sporty image has been greatly enhanced now, at the core of Mercedes-Benz, there is still a strong identity of luxury and stability. 8. AMG adds a wildness to the dignified Benz. Mercedes-Benz has not always made only quiet and elegant cars. There is another face of Mercedes-Benz. It's AMG. AMG symbolizes high performance. Powerful engine, sharp exhaust sound, sporty driving feel, and an aggressive design that sets it apart from regular Benz models. AMG adds a youthful and dynamic image to Benz. If the old Benz was a symbol of elegant success, AMG can be described as the Benz for those who want to drive fast. AMG models can be used like luxury cars in everyday life. But the moment you step on the accelerator, they reveal a completely different character. This is the charm of AMG. Muscles hidden beneath a dignified suit, racing DNA contained within a quiet sedan. The reason Mercedes-Benz is not just a conservative luxury car brand, but has also established a strong presence in the high-performance market is AMG. 9. The Mercedes-Benz automotive market is continuously evolving in the era of SUVs and electric vehicles. In the past, sedans were at the center of luxury cars, but over time, the popularity of SUVs has exploded. Mercedes-Benz has responded to this change. Through its SUV lineup, including the G-Class, GLE, GLS, and GLC, Mercedes-Benz has become a strong brand, not only in the sedan market, but also in the SUV market. The G-Class in particular holds a unique position. At first, it had a rugged off-roader image similar to military vehicles, but it has transformed into a symbol of luxury SUVs. With its angular design, strong presence, high price, and symbolism that is hard to replace. The G-Class is another icon of Mercedes-Benz. And now the automotive industry is facing another major turning point. It is the era of electric vehicles. Mercedes-Benz is also expanding its electric vehicle lineup and is officially rolling out its EQ electric vehicle lineup and electrification strategy. The Benz of the electric vehicle era is facing different questions than before. Is a Benz still a Benz without engine sound? Can luxury and driving feel be maintained in electric vehicles? How will Mercedes survive in an era where Tesla and Chinese electric vehicle brands are becoming stronger? This question is very important because the history of Mercedes is not just a glory of the past, but a challenge for the brand that must continue to be proven in the future. 10. What is the true strength of Mercedes? So, what could be the true strength of Mercedes? An old history? Luxurious design? Powerful engines? The brand value that the three-pointed star emblem brings? Of course, all of these are correct. However, the true strength of Mercedes-Benz lies in its ability to redefine itself with each changing era. In 1886, it showcased the beginning of the automobile. In 1888, it proved that cars could be a real means of transportation. In 1926, it was integrated into the powerful brand Mercedes-Benz, and in the post-war era, it announced its revival with legendary models like the 300 SL. Subsequently, it set the standard for luxury cars through the S-Class, strengthened its high-performance image through AMG, responded to the SUV era, with the G-Class and a variety of SUV lineups, and now it is moving towards the era of electric and digital cars. Mercedes-Benz is not a brand that remains stuck in the past. While it carries the legacy of the past, it also knows that it cannot survive by relying solely on that legacy. So, the history of Mercedes-Benz is the history of automobiles, and at the same time, it is also the history of a brand that has adapted to change. Ending now. It's time to wrap things up. When you see the Mercedes-Benz three-pointed star emblem on the road, remember that it is not just a simple car logo. It contains the invention of Karl Benz, the courage of Bertha Benz, the technology of Daimler and Maybach, the speed of the Silver Arrow, the beauty of the 300 SL, the elegance of the S-Class, the wildness of AMG, and a new challenge towards the era of electric vehicles. Mercedes-Benz. This name has shown for over 100 years that a car is not just a machine, but a representation of human movement, success, dreams, technology, and the spirit of the times. When talking about the history of automobiles, the reason we can't overlook Benz is right here. In the past, it set the standard for the beginning of cars. In the present, it has become the benchmark for luxury vehicles, and in the future, it is challenging to become the standard for another mode of transportation. This is the history of the German Mercedes-Benz. Isn't Benz truly amazing? How did you find the story we prepared today? If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe, like, and set the alarm. I'll be back with more interesting car stories next time. Goodbye.